Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Neptune Sextile, or Trine Pluto in a natal chart. And as some of you may remember, when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do is make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is we have Neptune Sextile, or Trine Pluto in a natal chart. You may easily find the inspiration and idealism, which is Neptune, to make a major change or transformation, which is Pluto. Now, the thing is, if you have, Pluto in Virgo or the sixth house as an example, the major change or transformation may be one that's health-related or connected with fitness or diet, nutrition, and maybe in work or employment. If you have Pluto in the 12th house as another example, it may be tied into a transformation of a spiritual nature. Pluto in the 9th house can be some major change or transformation connected with one's religion or philosophy, or even Pluto in Sagittarius, I should say, as well. That I can apply to that as well. But another way these aspects may manifest or pan out in a natal chart is that there may be a little difficulty in balancing activities with those that are less fortunate than yourself, which is Neptune, and the people you're in intimate relationships with, which is Pluto. Now, let's say, if Pluto is in Libra, as an example, those you're in intimate relationships with one or more of them may actually be a Libra sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It can be people that are charming, tactful, diplomatic, cooperative, compromising, balanced, refined, fair, equitable, but may also be, people that are very, ambivalent and indecisive as well. Now, and also the same may apply for matters pertaining to, resting and sleeping, which is Neptune, and activities you have a very strong, intense passion and desire for, which is Pluto. So you can balance, you may easily balance those activities as well. Now, if you have Pluto and Virgo in the 5th house as an example, it could be those things you have a strong passion and desire for may simply be analytical, intellectual, amusement, and enjoyment. It could be extrapolating, sports data, projecting statistics for sports, as some examples. And also, too, another way Neptune Sextile or Trine Pluto may be expressed in a natal chart is that you may easily have the passion and desire, which is Pluto, to attain your dreams and fantasies, which is Neptune, without being overly obsessed or fixated with them. And thing is, let's say Neptune is Scorpio as an example. These dreams and fantasies may be tied in with psychology, or doing something with the occult, which includes astrology, transformation, empowering others, forensics, investigation, doing something with embalming, recycling, working as a coroner or a surgeon, as some examples. And also, too, these aspects may be auspicious for compassionate, which is Neptune, support, which is Pluto, whether it's giving or receiving. So, if you have Pluto in the 4th house as an example, that support may be tied in with home, family members, people you're close to home with. It may be expressed more in the latter part of life. As an example, if Pluto is in the 12th house as another example, that support may often be given to those that are less fortunate than yourself, which would include the homeless, the impoverished, the oppressed, the hungry. As another example, Pluto in the 11th house could be, support, connected with friends, acquaintances, groups, clubs, organizations, maybe flavored with more humanitarianism, selflessness, and altruism, as an example. Also, too, these aspects may be favorable for making spiritual, which is Neptune, transformation, which is Pluto. Because you're talking about Neptune being connected with spirituality and transformation, which is Pluto. And it could also be where, Neptune-related people, I would say, could be favorable for making some major change or transformation. Neptune-related people, again, could be those that are less fortunate situations, or people that are spiritualists, or those in metaphysical, which could include astrology. If Pluto is in the 3rd house, as an example, it could be a transformation, connected with your neighbors, or maybe it's a change involving a short journey or something with communications. Some examples, Pluto in the 2nd house could be some transformation pertaining towards values, or monetary situation, possessions, resources, transformation that might be, pivotal in matters with one's self-esteem or self-worth, as some examples. And also, too, Neptune Sextile or Trine Pluto in a natal chart may also be expressed in trauma, which is Pluto, less likely having an adverse effect, on the attainment of one's ideals and dreams, which is Neptune, or less likely than most people. Now, if Neptune, is in the 7th house, as an example, ideals and dreams may be connected with a partnership, or doing something. It could just simply be having, the significant other, marriage. It may be doing something, in the 7th house field, whether it be something working in art, or the legal profession, such as being an attorney, a paralegal, a judge, a bailiff, or something associated with competition. If Neptune in Scorpio is in the 7th house, as an example, it could be dreams of some extreme competition, like extreme sports, or Neptune in Sagittarius in the 7th house, maybe some general sports-related competition that one may have some dreams connected with. Now, also, too, these aspects may be favorable for being able to see deception and duplicity, which is Neptune in Pluto-related people. Pluto-related people cover a number of persons, whether it's those you're in intimate connections with, or it could be criminals, or those involved in insurance or loans, or people in the occult, which includes astrology, as some examples. And another thing about these aspects is that Neptune-related people can be beneficial in assisting you in crisis situations, which is Pluto. Neptune-related people, again, cover a wide number of persons, whether it's those in less fortunate situations, spiritualists, it could be those that have been in prison, it could be people that, it could be people that work in hospitals, or those connected with the metaphysical, which includes astrology. And, if you have Pluto in the 4th house, as an example, it could be crisis situations involving, your home, your family, or those close to home, like real estate matters. It could be, Pluto, stays in the 5th house. It could be crisis situations involving children, or one's love life, as or something that involved, maybe an investment that didn't go right. Pluto in the 2nd house could be crisis situations connected with a monetary situation. Now, another thing So that these aspects may be positive for deep research and going beyond the surface, which is Pluto. Of those, that are hidden adversaries, which is Neptune. Now, if, Neptune is in the 8th house as an example, it could be, hidden adversaries, maybe ones that are intimate connections with. It could be people involved in loans or insurance or support, shared resources situations such as, business, connection. As an example, Neptune in the 9th house, hidden adversary in Sagittarius. Those hidden enemies can be those that are prominent in some religious congregation. It could be preachers, or people that you may know in higher education or college, university, as another example. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying stay out.